Top of the morning to you. I am Suzanne and I am making it in Maine. I am in my pajamas. If I have a sleepy face, it's because I haven't been up very long. What am I making here in my kitchen this morning? I am making a flax muffin that goes in the microwave. I am not a big microwave fan. If it were up to me, I wouldn't have one in the house, but why then do I use it? I don't know, because they are convenient sometimes, but yeah, I would just as soon not have one, but because it's here, I use it. So I'm making a flax muffin. I don't eat gluten on the regular. Sometimes I veer off course and eat something that has gluten in it. I don't have celiac, but I have a gluten sensitivity. So, what do you eat in the morning if you don't? And all those gluten-free products are just so bad for us. I was listening to a podcast, a health podcast recently, and the person described the stuff that is used to make gluten-free baked goods, white paste, and that's really what it is. It's potato starch, or it's I can't even think of some of the other things. Rice flour, just all those things. You know, we wouldn't eat that stuff, and that is not a natural form of those products. A potato is a potato. You know, a potato has to be totally manipulated and all that for it to become potato flour. And the same with rice flour and all that stuff. And anywho, the closer we can be to eating foods in their natural, unadulterated form, the better for our health. So here I go. I have already beaten one egg, and I did it off camera so you wouldn't have to listen. And to that, well, I'm going to do my dry ingredients first, because whenever I'm making something, I try to use my teaspoons and stuff with the dry ingredients first, because if you use them wet first and then try to do dry, the dry sticks to the spoon. So I need a quarter, and I have the recipe stuck up here on my cupboard door. So I don't have to dig it out every time. Not that that's terribly inconvenient, but it sure is more convenient being right there. So 1/4 cup of my ground flax that I grind myself and keep in the fridge. And then I need a 1/2 teaspoon of, where are you, 1/2 teaspoon? I'll just use this 1/4 teaspoon twice. 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. If you're going to use baking powder, get one that is aluminum free. Aluminum is not good for our brains. What else do I need for dry ingredients? I need a teaspoon of cinnamon. Gotta get some more cinnamon from the health food store. So there's a teaspoon of cinnamon. Dropping hairs left and right. We don't want them in the food. All right, that's pretty much it for dry. So I mix that around. Oh yes, mix it in a mug, and a mug that has straight sides, not one that's curvy. So mix that around well so the baking powder gets well distributed. And I also like to add walnuts to mine for some texture. So I'm going to put some of those into this handy dandy little nut grinder. I read a children's novel years ago. I think it was called Where the Red Fern Grows. I'm not sure if that was it or not, but the mother was making a cake and she wanted nuts for the cake. So she sent her son out to, I hope this doesn't disturb you, to get some nuts. So he shot a squirrel and cut it open and took the nuts or acorns or whatever it was the squirrel had eaten, and that's what the mama, his mother, used on the cake or in the cake. I'm not doing that. I bought walnuts at the store, and this is my handy dandy nut grinder. Whoops, it's coming unscrewed. See, you just turn it like that. And lots of times I chop my own walnuts because sometimes I like bigger pieces, depending on what I'm putting them in. But for my flax muffin, this smaller size works very well. So I put roughly a tablespoon, roughly a tablespoon of chopped walnuts. And now back to my liquid. I'm going to have a sip of coffee. Hold on. In my coffee this morning, I added some unrefined coconut oil and a little bit of raw cacao powder. I'm going to add some vanilla. I need 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And I do not use that imitation stuff. Pure vanilla extract. And I use some liquid stevia. I do about 5 drops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just to give it a teeny bit of sweetness. All right, let's get that off the counter. And mix that up well. And then I pour that into the mug of dry ingredients. Spatula to get every bit of goodness out. Okay. So mix that around well. Get into the edges of the bottom of your mug so that it all gets homogenized or well mixed. And then, just for some added yum, I add just a little bit of banana. Just that much. And I explained, I think, in my oatmeal video how I cut my banana. So I cut it in half. And actually, when I'm doing my oatmeal, I go on the side like that, and then I go on the side like that, and that basically makes quarter size pieces of the banana. But this time I'm actually going to cut it into quarters and cut it up like that. All right, rinse my digits and get that mixed. And I put it in my microwave. You would have to figure out, based on the size and temperature of your microwave how long, but 55 seconds seems to be the magic number for me. So I'm going to go behind you and pop it in. Hopefully it won't be too noisy for you. All right, let's get the banana peel into my compost. And here's the cloth I was looking for to wipe up. I get these at Trader Joe's, and I cut them up just as little counter wipes. All right, another sip of coffee. All right, I can get my plate ready. I like to eat this muffin with a fork. Don't know why, I just do. And I'm going to put some ghee on mine. I have a dairy sensitivity too, so ghee is butter that does not have the milk solids. Sometimes I've made my own ghee. Another term for it is clarified butter. And you just melt it on a low temperature, and the milk solids go to the bottom, and then you just very gently and carefully pour it in and leave the milk solids behind. Clarified butter is used quite often in restaurants because it has a high heat quality to it. The milk in butter makes it burn faster, so clarified butter or butter without the milk is able to withstand a higher temperature without burning. So that's another benefit of using ghee. So anyway, this is one that I use, and sometimes I use this one. So, whoa, avalanche. All right, the muffin's ready. I'm gonna get it out. And here's what it looks like. See that? This one came out really well because sometimes it's a little moist around the edges, almost wet, beyond moist, almost a little wet. So anyway, here comes the muffin. The muffin man, oh, do you? No, the muffin man. He lives in Drury Lane. I grew up in a generation of being read nursery rhymes. Okay, so here it is. That's the bottom. There's the top. And I see it is a little wet. It is a little moist, but I don't mind that. Sometimes I put it in the toaster oven just to, I don't know, crisp it up a little bit or get rid of that moisture. But I'm going to use a lot of utensils for this. Oops, I got my fork. All right, so I cut my muffin in half this way. I think sometimes I've cut it into thirds, but I'm going to just cut it in half. And here it is. You can see the banana bits in there. So now I'm going to lather on a little bit of ghee. What do you like for breakfast? Do you have any healthy things you make for breakfast? Let me know in the comments. I love to have some other healthy ideas. Alrighty. So there is that. I'll put my ingredients away later. And let's have a bite, shall we? I haven't made one for a little while. So good. Cinnamon comes through, a little bit of sweetness of the banana, apples and bananas. Do you know that song? And the crunch of the, I sound like a Food Network person, don't I? The crunch of the walnuts, the sweetness of the banana, the moisture that it adds to it. Anyway, I'm going to get off camera, enjoy my muffin and the rest of my coffee in my beautiful mug, my peacock glazed mug. So I hope you have a healthy start to your day with a healthy breakfast. Who can you appreciate today? 2468, who do we appreciate? Who can you appreciate today? Who can you shine some love onto? Who can you make smile? Because we need to do more of that in the world, don't we? What we give out, we get back. So, from my heart to yours, from my fork to yours, please share this channel if you enjoy it or know somebody else who might. Subscribe. I would love it if you subscribe. You have to log in. You have to create a YouTube account if you don't. Super easy. Just log in, and that way you can subscribe to my channel, which will help it to grow. That also allows you to make comments below. If you think I'm cuckoo cuckoo or you enjoy my wacky personality, you can do that. Share. I already said that. Share, like, give me a thumbs up if you like what you're seeing, what I'm yammering on about. Click the notifications bell if you want to know when my videos are landing, because I think I'm a little random right now. Maybe I'll always be random, because random is a good part of my personality, I think. Variety. I like variety. Yeah. So anyway, I hope you stop back again. From my heart to yours. Have a beautiful day. I'm back. Before I get out of my pajamas and get underway with my day, I thought I would, after this video, I thought I would have a little parade of some of the other healthy things that I sometimes eat for breakfast. It's very often not a bread-like thing. I went through a stretch of time when I first started on my journey of changing my way of eating. I was basically eating, dinner foods for breakfast, because starting our day with a good amount of protein is really good, which is why I add some of the other things to my oatmeal to get more protein in my bowl of oatmeal. I told you I add hemp seeds. Walnuts have a little bit of protein. Chia seeds that I add also have some protein. So fueling our day with protein, fat, and fiber is a really great start to the day. So anywho, I'm gonna give you a little parade of some of the other healthy things that I have made or do make for breakfast. All right, see you soon, I hope. Bye for now.